Hi guys, this is Tim again from Low Southern Farms. Hope that you've had a good weekend, a good day, good Sunday. It's Sunday here, and it's a little cloudy, a little windy, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the wind. Looks like it's going to be an overcast day, not as quite as nice as what yesterday was, but we're still in the middle of winter. But as I told you guys last weekend, it's time for these cows behind me to move. They've been on this little spot here for probably 2 weeks, a little longer than I would like. So we want to get them moved today, get the tractor started, move all their electric fencing. Same way with our other gals up the little small banties I showed you in the other videos. We want to get them moved today, so take you guys along. Yeah, I don't feel like getting fried today. So here's our little box setup we have for our chickens currently. So as you can see, the wire I just unplugged from the house is coming into this tote, pretty much plastic tote. We've actually had a lot of rain and stuff, and it's stayed pretty dry inside. That right there is just to help keep the wind from kind of blowing it around, blowing it over, because this thing's pretty light and we don't want this lid to come off. You can see inside, hardly have any water inside of this, other than just the sweat that's been condensating inside. I'll take a, as you can tell, I'll take a little bit of a close-up so you can take a look at that. So as you can see, this is how we got our inside set up. This block right here is just to hold this tote down in order to keep the whole tote from blowing away. During the spring here where I'm at, it gets pretty windy up on top of this ridge that we're on. You can see how we have our wires hooked up. Our ground are hot. Our grounds just ran out to our rod. Not a beautiful setup, but it works. I mean, we've not even had any animals or any dogs even try to attempt to go over top or around this just because of this one strand wire. Not to say nothing couldn't get up underneath. I showed this in previous videos, but you can kind of see. I mean, right now we're probably about a foot off the ground. Hello ladies. You see our chickens are pretty happy in there. We have a total of about 3 in there right now. Good egg layers, good sized chickens. So we definitely want to keep them happy, satisfied. And moving them on to the new pasture or new ground really helps. But anyways, that's pretty much our setup. Nothing very difficult. As you can see, I'll go back to here and you take a look at the charger, what we have. Now, I don't even know if they sell these type, I'm sure they still sell these type chargers, but I'm sure that they're a little bit different now. This one's probably about, I would say about 3 years old. We've never used it, brand new charger. This is the first time we've used it. This is actually a cattle fence charger from Patriot, and so far so good. It'll actually cover, as you can tell, 40 acres or 10 miles. So probably a little overkill for this. But this is something that we bought when we were looking at getting cattle, just to keep the cows in. Now, I do not remember the price and do not know the price right now on this particular type of charger. But one thing I do know is that it works. This charger will probably end up being used around the whole property, since it will cover a total of 40 acres. And we'll probably end up hooking it up to our barn and running the wire underground in conduit. So that's kind of the idea. Is once we get all this back fenced in, is take this charger and utilize it throughout the whole property to keep out any predators that might get our livestock. As you can see, this is a pretty simple setup. See our wire coming out. One thing I would, if you're going to do something like this, like we have it, use some electrical tape around these plug-ins where you're plugging it together. It just helps keep it from pulling apart. Keeps you from having any issues later on. Because you definitely don't want this to unplug in the middle of the night while you're asleep, not being able to see your livestock. So what I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted there by Isabell getting out, is taking their hay shavings and getting them out of the coop. Just for the simple fact of, like I said before, them getting diseases and stuff, them having fresh ground to stay on, things of that nature is very, very important. And as you see, as I lifted it up to break it out, she decided she wanted to come on out. So that's okay. I'm sure you guys had a good laugh out of that one. So anyways, let's get back to it. So as you guys see, we got them moved. Still a little bit out of breath. Must mean I'm out of shape. Anyhow, see, we got them moved on some fresh ground, fresh grass. Picking away at it. Like I said, these are our good egg layers, so we try to take good care of them. Plus, they're leaving behind quite a good bit of fertilizer, even though it's just the 3 of them. We will be moving our little banties down here shortly. But as you can see, these ladies are very, very happy right now. So as you can see, we took all that old hay and placed it on the area where they were at before. Just to help them help the soil not to wash away as much, even though we still have grass roots in the ground. Probably would have helped if we'd had a little bit longer grass. These chickens in particular love long stem grass for some reason. They'll just absolutely eat it down. So next year we'll probably grow a cover crop with like some rye or something, put them back on it all year. That way they're able to eat all year. But this is how we just try to keep the nutrients inside of our soil. Just by putting this wet hay. This hay has quite a bit of weight to it, so it just kind of helps in that process of retaining all the manure and stuff that they have. So as you can see, we got the other gals moved over here. I didn't take you guys along for that journey because, well, it's quite a long journey. On this one we could have moved them really by hand, but we still use the tractor just because of that box on the back. They stay and lay eggs. It's kind of large and cumbersome, and anytime I can get away with just using the tractor on something, it makes it a lot easier, a lot faster, and not as cumbersome and aggravating. But alright, let's get started on putting up our fence and get it all put back up so no predators get our animals. So, as you can see, we got our electric fence set up, ready to plug in. We'll see if make sure it's going to work. Quite a big span there. Yeah, I could go get electric netting, you know, which would probably be a lot better to set up and easier to set up. This is it's a lot cheaper than electric netting. Would it protect your animals better? Probably not so much. Electric netting would probably be a lot better, just to protect your animals, and a lot better done. You gotta be careful with this, just like you do electric netting. Make sure you don't have any grounds or any of the hot wire touching the ground, just to make sure that you have electric on all four corners of this kind of setup. Right now, this is what we have. We'll probably be moving to other ways of keeping our animals safe. As we have experienced, animals getting eaten or taken usually happens, in the middle of the night, of course, or when you're away. We've had animals come home, the animals just fly out of the coop over a 6-foot fence. So that happens. You will lose a few if you're not careful. I don't care how much amount of planning you have, there's always that chance. Something's either going to tunnel under, go around, something. There's even a chance with this. I mean, something smaller could actually go under and dig under. But with us constantly moving these, chances are very slim, especially with this amount of electric running through this wire. Anything even so happens to touch that wire, any type of small predator wouldn't last. It's to me, having as much voltage as I can, like this type of voltage system we have, should hopefully prevent anything from getting in our coops, and hopefully give us some more yield on our eggs. Doing it similar to this too also helps fertilize the ground, as I was saying before. So if you're going to do gardens or anything like that, or even if you want to just fertilize your grass and you so happen to like having chickens around and want to do that, it's not a bad idea to do it similar to this. I would recommend maybe putting some type of wheels or something on this, or making this type of coop a little bit lighter, just so you can maneuver them a lot easier. Sorry about the background noise. If I had to do over again, I'd probably go with something like PVC or something like that, or some type of lighter wood, easier to move. As you can see, we have this one over here. It's a lot easier to move. We actually have handles and stuff on it. So since I've got it over here now, I'll just be able to just drag it around by hand. This one, on the other hand, is a lot heavier. This was actually my first design. This is my second design, just to get these ladies out on pasture. So I would say in the third rendition we'll have something a lot lighter. But so this is the end of our episode, our YouTube episode on this. We have eggs together, chickens to feed. So we're going to get to that, start feeding them, and start letting them eat for tonight, and hopefully they'll lay us some more eggs. So if you don't care, just pound the like button and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.